Here's a good exercise to see for yourself the law in action quickly. If you like more law of attraction content, please do hit subscribe, the bell icon, and hit like. I saw this exercise posted here a while back, and I just got inspired to share it. This is an exercise called cloud busting that lets you see the effect you can have with your mind really quickly. If you have any doubts about whether or not this works, this will show that it does, and fast it can work if you do it right. It's an active visualization exercise, that's the best way I can describe it. My mind was completely blown when I did it. Here's a link for the full instructions. Let me know what your results were. I'd love to hear from you guys. Happy manifesting. An active reality manipulation technique, cloud busting. Greetings, fellow. I wanted to represent an active reality manipulation technique to all of you, which I've had great success. It's straightforward to use and pretty fun, but also helps you wrap your head around the idea that everything is part of the same dream. I call it cloud busting. In short, you use it actively to erase clouds in the sky. Here's how. Find a small wispy cloud. By the small, I mean a cloud that's about the size of half your thumb, the part of your joint. When you hold it up to the sky and close one eye. By wispy, I mean a cloud that isn't completely solid white, i.e. you can see the wispy cotton candy strands of the cloud of it. Eventually, as you improve your skill, you can move on to the clouds that are bigger and better. Stare at the cloud with a little less will, and you will make it less disappear. Basically, just stare at it with a vague intention in the back of your mind that it will disappear. Too little willpower and nothing will happen. Too much and you will get the results. You won't get the results you want. It's a delicate balance. Try to keep a more or less blank mind while you do this. It helps to do it while walking or during another activity uses some portion of your attention. Don't do anything unsafe. Also note that you don't have to constantly just stare at the cloud. Just intermediately check it in on it while constantly holding the vague intention. However, the longer you look at it, the better. Watch the cloud actively change the shape, shrink, and or break apart, then disappear. Continue to maintain the vague intention. Will less will. During this step, you'll know that you've successfully been in the cloud disappear completely within 1 or 2 to 3 minutes. Longer you do it, yeah, it's okay, but the longer it takes, the further into the realm of random chance you'll be going. If you can consistently bust a cloud within the time frame, it's more obvious that it's not just the random chance. Once the cloud has dissipated, look at the other clouds in the immediate area around it. They're unaffected, aren't they? You weren't focusing on them. Now, take a break while enjoying your hard work. You just evaporated thousands of pounds of water in the sky miles away from you. You were mere minutes. Pat yourself on the back. If this is the first cloud busting experience, you may want to do the one cloud for today. At the novice stage, do more. Doing more than a few clouds in a session can lead to erratic results, and this can be discouraging. You'll get better with time, and you'll be able to handle more clouds in one session. Why does this work? As I mentioned above, everything is just part of the same dream, and you're the dreamer. Just how every object or person in your dream at night are part of you. So every object and person in reality are part of the same all dream, which is also your dream. So you're dreaming every cloud in the sky, which also means that you're part of you and they control them. So it's easier to say for your mind to accept that cloud might randomly disappear while you stare at it. Intellectually, you'll know the chances of this consistently and quickly happening are very slim, but it's still easier to wrap your head around. And that's the beauty of it. In the all dream, clouds are no different than any other subject, object, or person. So you can use this as a stepping off point for bigger and better things. If you have trouble accomplishing the cloud busting, take some time to think about the principles of everything being part of your life as a dream and let it sink into your mind. It also helps to meditate beforehand, just a simple being meditation, i.e. sitting with your eyes closed, focusing on nothing but your breathing and letting thoughts simply just come and go. Meditating like this, even for 5 to 10 minutes, will help you loosen up your consciousness. Happy busting. So when I read this, I just thought it was really interesting about the cloud busting technique. I definitely am a huge believer when it comes to the law of attraction and this kind of stuff. And I fell down a rabbit hole. When it comes to this kind of stuff. So I can't really dismiss any other technique, but I've never heard of the cloud busting technique. So it's really interesting to say on this YouTube video that, you know, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about the cloud busting technique? Do you believe that this is more or less, you know, possible to say the least? Because let's hear it. You know, it's not as common as, like, you know, the kind of the drinking the water technique or any other techniques like the ladder technique that I'm more familiar with when it comes to Neville Goddard's work. This has not been prefaced from any other tips and techniques from anyone that I have ever followed, but I've seen it in some of the Neville Goddard forums online. So I thought that I wanted to share this with you guys, and I thought it was really interesting. I read here that it says, I love techniques to test the law, but I guess I've always tested it with the stuff that my logical mind feels is more unlikely, where I can easily chalk it up to a coincidence or inevitability. Yeah, so life has certain situations and just things are possible or impossible. So I feel that, you know, anything can be possible, especially when you're feeding your subconscious mind. I'm always a big believer in the whole meditation technique when it comes to before, you know, using any technique, whether it's, you know, the whole drinking water technique, whatnot, ladder technique, dreaming and whatnot. Meditation is usually the key, kind of the whole. It's not rather what have you gained from meditation, but rather what have you lost from it? What have you been taken away from it? Because we always think of something as like gaining something is to be something good, but rather why not take it out? Why not use that as like a minus, or why not just move towards like, hey, this is something that have been taken out of my life completely, and then one door closes, another door opens up. So this is something so interesting, and I did something like this. I remember I did something like this as a kid. I wanted to go swimming, but it was always raining, so I always felt like this kind of cloud busting technique, just out of boredom. I looked up to the sky, I just saw the clouds, and I was able to just make them into different shapes, and I was able to change them into my own reality, and I was able to manipulate them. Even like I was able to make rabbits and other like animals and such, and it was really pretty cool. And I felt that, you know, if this is possible with this kind of cloud busting technique, I feel that even getting your reality or even things in shape can be true. Because let's face it, what is real and what isn't real, there's a fine line in that. And I do believe that when it comes to, you know, the physical and such like that, there is definitely some particles that we can touch and feel. But if we look down into a deeper form with the comes to like a very, very powerful microscope, it's more or less stronger or even deeper than just atoms. You know, it's just particles that are beyond any science that we have discovered so far. And I haven't really touched too much on it, so I can't really talk too much about the subject. But I've definitely been hearing a lot of things, especially from Bruce Lipton. He talks about a lot about it. So if you ever want to follow his channel or are interested in some of his content, I do highly recommend it. Other than that, like with the whole exercise with the cloud busting technique, I thought it was really interesting and wanted to share it. So yeah, I mean, hit the like button if you guys like this video, this YouTube video, and I do appreciate it if you guys are listening this all the way through. Please do subscribe. I'll be making more of this kind of content. It's so fascinating, so interesting. I always want to continue on to share more law of attraction techniques and tips and tricks. So this is something I always wanted to do. And yeah, so let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys ever done anything to do relatively similar to what the cloud busting technique is. So yeah, leave a comment, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll be making more as well. Thank you guys so much. This is Keken here from KekenUniverse, logging off.